A lot of the classes you wouldn't be able to kill, but you know, I'm just an animal guy. Um, Definitely, graphics look amazing. Um, the gameplay is great. The only thing I don't like is certain camera angles, and it happened a couple of times where like you're looking at this camera angle, and they got that from Resident Evil, obviously. Um, it stays right, it stays put, and then sometimes you're trying to go to the door, but since because of that camera angle, you just hit the wall or something, and you kind of awkwardly have to move the joystick in a unorthodox way. You're just kind of like, wait, the door's not on the left. It's I mean, it's on the left, not like in the bottom. It happens a couple of times. That's not a big deal. In terms of like the story, I'm not 100% convinced in terms of saying like that story was amazing. It's still that doctor guy. The doctor guy, he's still alive, and we didn't even see him. The only one who saw him was wait, what's his name died too, right? Josh? Yeah, Josh died too. And that was weird. Like, how do you save him? I can't imagine him, like, I can't imagine me doing something different because you get in the water. How does he get saved? It just seemed like, okay, it's inevitable. You're just gonna die in the water. So, I know that everyone can be saved, but I just wonder how he would be saved. Um, but see, he's the only one who would see the doctor, right? And the doctor just left. He could have not had existed. Like he just maybe was in his head, but then again, maybe the doctor was doping him. Like I said, it does kind of make sense. The reason why he was seeing weird stuff, he was on drugs. The Wendigo with the butterfly, like his sisters, that was a trip. Okay, what I was trying to, what I um went away from was I feel this game would have been so much um scarier. I would have been like actually frightened if it was real. Like I know it's a game, and I really hope they didn't do it because they said like, oh, it's a game. There's no such thing as ghost. But I feel like this would have been a really good like ghost game. And not only, let's see if something happens. Nah, nothing. Oh, that sucks. That's it. Okay, so the doctor will be DLC. I might get it just because I'm not big on DLC. Personally, I just don't think. I feel like they should give us the whole game. Games are $70 now. They should give us everything. But um, you know, maybe later I'll get it, but I doubt it. Um, he's alive. Oh, anyways, it's frightening, but if it was a real ghost game, like that part before you find out that Josh is like messing with you in the house, if if basically it was a real ghost, remember you would see the ghost of like some chick pointing and just going like this, like that would have been so scary if it was real. Even if the ghost was helping you. You get me? Like if it was the ghost of Sarah or one of the sisters, even if the ghost was real, I mean, if it was helping you,
Well, what's
I
your
would have
name,
been like,
son?
that shit is scary. Because I feel like supernatural stuff, personally, supernatural stuff is more scarier than like monsters. So the whole monster, thank you, thanks. The whole monster thing was kind of like, it was cool. but you've seen it somewhere else, right? You know, Wendigos are like in comic books. Um, so I was just kind of like bummed out that the Ouija board was fake. The ghost that was pointing at stuff was controlled. I felt like it was some rip-off Saw. I was like, like I was clinging on that ghost thing, and then the whole clown thing was just also like a bummer. It's Josh. There, I feel like this game could have. It's great. Don't get me wrong. It's great, but they have everything to like scare the crap out of you. Okay, they got a killer, psycho killer, right? They got a criminal mastermind, a doctor behind everything. And then, I mean, I'm talking about in the beginning, right? And then they have like supernatural stuff, the ghost stuff, things happening in the house. There's no lights. There's a light in the bottom. Everything is set up so that it can work out as like a triple threat, you know? And then you find out that it's basically like what's that game called? Outlast. Outlast. Remember Outlast? I haven't beaten that game, and let me tell you why. Because of the exact same thing that happened here. When I found out that everything's some laboratory experiment in the underground, and like, you know, it's like half and half, I got bummed out. I was like, this is not scary to me. There's some crazy scientist guy like messing with stuff. I haven't beaten it, so I'm not 100% on like whether I like it or not. But I went away from it because of that. Once I enter the laboratory and it's kind of like half and half experimenting, and that's the cause of it, I was just kind of like, I'm out. Just because supernatural stuff would be so much better. Here, the gameplay is what kept me playing, even though I was kind of bummed out that there's no ghosts in the game. There aren't any ghosts, you know. So I feel like this could have been so much better if they would have done that. They would have kept the psycho killer. Even if Josh was a psycho killer the whole time, don't let us find out. It's kind of like, yeah, Josh is a psycho killer and he's a dopey guy. Like he's on dope, so he's not really doing the killing. He's being told to do stupid things. I was just bummed out. Like, they shouldn't have done that, honestly. The ghost thing, they shouldn't have made it where it's like fake because that stuff, it obviously it's a video game, but that reinforces the idea that it's real, and you would be more scared in your room, like just playing the game by yourself about ghosts. You get what I'm saying? But when the game is telling you that there's no such thing as ghost, you're just kind of like, you don't have that atmosphere in your own like little, wherever it is you're playing. So that kind of definitely notched it down a little bit for me. Um, Overall, I feel like this is probably the I gotta like think about what I'm gonna say. I don't want to like say something I don't mean. For sure, one of the best PS4 games right now. Dead Space 2, yup. Dead Space 2, man. Dead Space 2 is good. I feel Dead Space 1 scared me more. Dead Space 2 is too much like shooting. I don't get scared by gore a lot. I really don't. Just because, it's not really, I don't think it's that scary. It's like the first, um, Dead Space was more like, um, suspense. You know what I mean? It was more like, whoa, whoa. It was more suspense rather than just, "Bleh, bleh." You know what I'm saying? So Dead Space 2 was kind of like, it was a little bit, but they're scary. Dead Space 1 would scare me more. This game is great. One of the best PS4 games out right now. Um, if you're not dying to play this, if you're not a big hardcore fan of like scary games, I recommend you buy it when the Game of the Year edition or like whatever they want to call it comes out with all the DLC, because it's gonna be with everything, the whole story with the Doctor, right? DLC. So I just think you should hold on. Just tell every that if you're not dying to play it. Um, I got this over what game was it? Oh, over Metal Gear Solid 5, and I'm happy with that. I got this. I'm a hardcore Metal Gear Solid um, guy, but the reason why I didn't get Metal Gear Solid 5 was because even though it looks amazing and the reviews are like, hey, this is the best shit ever, it's on the chronological order. It's way back, It's before I think Peace Walker. So I know I'm not gonna get anything new in terms of like I know the ending. Metal Gear Solid 4, I know what happens, you know. So if you play that, it's probably because you want to experience that open world Metal Gear, which I feel like it's cool. Don't get me wrong, that's always great because we're pushing video games to a next level. But the original Metal Gear, that's what Metal Gear is all about. That camera style, like, but I'm definitely gonna get that eventually. But I'm happy I got this instead. Hopefully, my buddy will let me borrow Metal Gear Solid 5, and I don't have to buy it. Um, I'm gonna give this game. I'm gonna give this game a 9 out of 10, and that's pretty high. I'm gonna give this a 9, and why not a solid 10 out of 10? It's not because of the game type. It's not that, oh no, it's not open world or whatever. No, no, no. This is its own game style, its own gameplay. But I feel like this is the beginning of these type of games. You get what I'm saying? So I'm I'm pretty sure when they release more games like this, they're gonna be way better, you know, way better. The acting in this game is amazing. Probably the best acting I've seen in a game. The voice actors. Mocap is cool. I'm not a big guy on graphics just because there are so many games out there that are amazing and the graphics have nothing to do with them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna like I don't like weighing in graphics so heavily on a rating. I'm giving it a 9 off of gameplay. Obviously it looks good, but it's not a big major thing. Um, the acting is great. The story is pretty cool, and the replay value. The replay value is like always gonna be there, you know. And you can honestly, if you're one of those people that get scared, unlike me, I don't get scared that much, but it honestly will keep its value because you can leave this game. I can just drop this game for like a whole year and then in a year pick it up and it'll be kind of fresh because the memory will be like, oh, I kind of remember this, but not really. And it won't be the same because the story is just different every time. So replay value is great. The acting is amazing. So like the story is pretty cool, right? And the gameplay is fun. And I'm sure when we see more games like these, we're gonna look back at this and be like, okay, it only gets better. And obviously this wasn't that great. Hey, what's up, Conplay? How you doing? I literally just finished playing the first walkthrough and I'm giving it a rating. I give it a 9. Also, one thing, it deserves a 9 because everything out on PS4 right now, well, honestly, not until like the last week maybe, has been crap. And I'm bummed out because I picked up the PS4 like pretty soon after its release, right? A couple months after it came out. And I felt bummed out because there was nothing on PS4. It's kind of like the 4K TVs. You're like, hell yeah, I got a 4K TV. And then guess what? I had to return it because there's nothing on 4K, you know? Unless you get like an upscaler that's like 600 bucks, or if your TV comes with an upscaling thing, which is probably like 600 bucks on the TV, you're not gonna be able to watch anything on 4K. So we're gonna have to wait, I'd say at least 5 to 8 years till we see like mainstream 4K like on YouTube. I'd say five. Let's hope three, right? But up until right now, pretty crappy games on the new generation console. Until Dawn, Mad Max I heard was all right. What's a good another game? Metal Gear Solid 5, and those are like they just came out. Batman, I was so hyped for that, and I got it, and then I played it, and I was like, let me go back to Arkham City and play a Batman game because the only thing cool about this one was the better graphics. So I was pretty bummed out about Batman. Um, The Last of Us, but that's not a PS4 game. I think in its heart it's a PS3 game. Maybe they should have waited and made it a release title for the PS4. But really, there haven't been any good games up until right now on the next gen consoles. If you know of any, like let me know on the comments, cause I can't think of any right now. But I'm talking about like before like August. Before August, I can't think of any. So I think that's why a 9 is great because it's truly a good game in the midst of like a bunch of crap, a bunch of indie games. What I'm bummed out about is just there's so much indie. Like, and don't get me wrong, hell yeah, you're right. You're totally right about that. Like when the 360 and PS3 came out, you had a bunch of like really good games, and they were pushing them, like pushing them and pushing them, and they really do hype the games up so much because of I think I blame it on social media. That's what I blame it on. I feel like now it's bigger than ever, and before it was kind of like you would have to see the commercials and you kind of had to like watch. I remember watching like that one TV show on IGN every now because I didn't have like cable every time, year out. But I remember watching like that one TV show on like 11, and they would like review games, and that was like the only 30 minutes of like future games that were gonna be coming out unless you were subscribed to like PlayStation Now or Xbox Magazine. So now it's like everything, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook is out there for us to be like, oh crap. And nobody's gonna be like, I haven't heard of that. Like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna get to every single person because of all the social media, and they hype these things up so much. Attack of the Game or something? What do you mean? Yeah. See, like those things were like the only review stuff we would get, and then it was kind of like hard to watch it because like at my house I'd be like, my pops wouldn't want to see that, and I'd be like, come on, like they're gonna show the new games, and they weren't that impressive as well, they were still kind of like. Now my dad comes into my room, he looks at my TV and he's like, oh shit, what movie is this? He's like, what movie is this? Is this a new Batman movie? And I'm like, nah, it's a video game. Back in the day, they would still be like, ah, they're cartoons on video games. And now he comes in, he's like, "Oh crap, I haven't seen this. What is this? Is this a zombie movie?" I'm like, "Nah, it's just The Last of Us." So it's kind of like now everything looks like this, and it's amazing. But yeah, a nine. I'm giving this a nine, and it deserves it. I'm happy I got it. I'm gonna replay it eventually. My girlfriend's actually playing this, so she'll probably have to beat it herself because um, she's a really scary cat. She's a big scary cat. She gets scared so fast. And there's like a video of her playing, and she gets scared for every little thing. And the funny part is that she's not that good, at gaming. So like those little fast moments, she fails miserably. So she'll be like, "Oh, press circle," and she'll be like, "Oh, too late. You fell off like too late." So, hey, this game was fun. Um, I'm also playing Fatal Frame. I don't know if you're a retro person. Um, I don't know if you're a retro person, but if have you played Fatal Frame? It's a ghost game on the original Xbox. That game is scary. And let me tell you, if they remade that, man, if they remade that on PS4 or 36 Xbox One, man, people would literally like piss their pants while they game because that game is so scary. The only reason it's not that scary is basically the graphics. Yeah, that's the only reason.